And we welcome, as you've heard from us before in the readouts from Secretary Blinken, the April 6th meeting between Prime Minister Pashinyan and President Aliyev in Brussels, including the positive momentum on preparations for peace talks and the formation of a bilateral commission on border delimitation. As the Secretary emphasized in the calls he had with those two leaders the day before on April 5th, we continue to encourage further peace negotiations between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and we reiterated, and the Secretary reiterated, that the United States stands ready to engage bilaterally and with like-minded partners, including through the role as an OSCE Minsk Group co-chair to help the countries find a long-term comprehensive peace. Sure.
There's a phone call between Deputy Secretary Sherman and her French colleague yesterday, in which she discussed the South Caucasus Nagorno-Karabakh issue. Now we have Lavrov a couple of days ago complaining that US and France are not informing us about what they are doing. Are you guys deliberately shutting the door to Russia's mediation efforts? And given everything Russia has done in Ukraine, do you think that doesn't that disqualify Russia in peacemaking efforts between Azerbaijan and Armenia?
I can't speak to the role that Russia might play in this, but what I can say is that we stand ready to engage Armenia and Azerbaijan, again, bilaterally, or with like-minded partners, including through the OSCE mechanism.
So there are details that Russia has been using OSCE symbols to do what it has been doing. Does it bother you at all? Is Russia going to be suspended from OSCE if they continue doing that?
I would have to refer you to the OSCE. They put out the Moscow mechanism under the auspices of the OSCE, put out a comprehensive report yesterday regarding the atrocities, the potential war crimes that, according to the Moscow mechanism, Russia's forces have committed in Ukraine, but I would need to refer you to the OSCE to speak to the particulars. Connor.
Staying on Ukraine.
Ukraine and Russia.
Sure.
Foreign Minister Kuleba tweeted that he discussed further sanctions with Secretary Blinken today. Should we expect them this week? And also related to today's announcement on Office of Sanctions Coordination, which is a new office at the State Department. Will the office coordinate efforts between the agencies here, or is it about coordination between allies and partners, like, for instance, immediate neighbors to Russia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia? I don't think they have clear understanding of what is allowed, what they're allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do.
So that'll be a key charge of Ambassador Jim O'Brien, who is the head of that new office at the Department of State. I hope many of you saw the announcement this morning that Jim O'Brien, who was confirmed by the Senate last week, is now hard at work in his new role this week. He will work throughout this building. He will work with the interagency throughout the administration, but he'll also work with allies and partners to ensure that our approach to sanctions, the implementation of sanctions, the development of sanctions, specific ones, and sanctions authorities are coordinated and implemented effectively with allies and partners around the world. Remind me of your first question?
It's about the new sanctions package.
We have previously made the point that as long as Russia continues to escalate its actions against the people of Ukraine until and unless its brutality comes to an end, we will continue to escalate our measures, and that would include additional financial and economic measures against the Russian Federation. Connor.